Welcome back to BBPN, covering Season 9 of Nats. This is your host, Cadet Tank. Just in case you were living underneath a rock, Emoj won again, giving him a 3-time championship back to back to back to back. And Scar was the one that predicted that he would do it to win the Nats Bracket Challenge. Congrats to both those gentlemen. I'm interested to see how this season unfolds. Is Emoj going to take his new team and go 4-time? We will find out. So, with further ado, let's get into the business.
I got broads in Atlanta, she's the lean in the family, credit cards in the scammers, hitting the licks in the van.
This is the covenant of the Jim Johnson clan. We will no longer remain silent as the panda shames Jim Johnson in this fashion. Jim Johnson has not and never will favor the VG purist in the way portrayed on this segment. Shortly before the VGP Stole My Bike versus We Are the Suckers game, we kidnapped the panda. This is why Panda's team seems more pitiful than usual. We will not release the panda until he agrees to never speak of this story again. For his sake, he better agree soon, because Panda's blood is starting to smell sweet, delicious, and we'll suck him dry like his playoff hopes.
Whoa, who saw that coming? Okay, well, Panda, just let it go. Just let it go and come back to us. Alright, well, while we try to do a rescue of the panda, not rescue the panda, here's Hikaru with the CDD division.
Thanks, Cadet. Here at the CDT division, we have a wide variety of races to watch. First, we have the Worms of West Haven, a High Elf team by Lazy Apple Poison. Next, we have the Houston Oiler team, an Undead team by Sven Rutabaga. We have the Chaos Dwarf team, Don't Funk With My Heart, by the coach Storn. We have the Diamond Dogs by Felicity Mayer, an Elfin Union team, seen here. We have the Green Goblins, a Goblin team by Tatrin. We have the Greystone Gents by Vapor Gecko. We have Peace Among Worlds by Emoji. We have Battles of Napoleon versus a Bretonian team by Eric's. We have the Wolfgang Wardens by Floppy Chops II. And last but definitely not least, we have the Cold War Captain by Lando the Gambler, a Kislev Circus team. As of this recording, only 2 of the 5 games have been completed so far. The Diamond Dogs versus the Cold War Captains being a 2-0 win for the Kislev team, and the Battles of Napoleon versus the Wolfgang Wardens, also a 2-0 win, this time for the Necromantic team. Now, during these games, we had quite a few injuries. As we can see here for the Diamond Dogs, Halloween Jack, one of the Elven Blitzers, managed to get a broken neck, reducing his agility by 1 and going to make it the next game, as well as an elf who ended up dying, who I believe was a lineman, so definitely going to fight Callisti for the games to come, and I wish him luck. Next, we have the Battles of Napoleon team, who ended up with one of his serfs, Asperd Essling, getting injured in such a way that his movement allowance has been reduced, and also going to miss his next game. Hopefully, in the game to come, he may be able to afford an apothecary to prevent things like this from happening. Also wish you luck there, Erics. Now, for the teams who won, Wolfgang's Wardens has Surf Floppy Da Choops. who leveled up, gaining block. So definitely some good training there. And for the Cold War captains, one of the blitzers, Leonard Brezhnev, sorry for mispronunciation, leveled up in his agility, which is definitely going to be dangerous for the games to come, because that means that he will be succeeding leap checks on a 2+. Definitely a great role there. Now, for the games we still are missing, we have the Green Goblins versus Don't Fuck With My Heart, Greystone Gents versus the Houston Oiler team, and Peace Among Worlds versus Worms of West Haven. For my predictions, I believe the Green Goblins are probably going to have difficulty versus the Chaos Dwarves just because of their abundance of block and tackle, making the Goblins' defense of dodge pretty much negated. The Greystone Gents decided to start with 3 vampires, so and as we can see here, only 3 rerolls and 11 thralls, so those bloodlust rolls may definitely swing the game in his opponent's favor. And finally, for the Worms of West Haven versus Peace Among Worlds, honestly, I can't really tell. It's probably going to just run down to armor break rolls and just how both coaches play their teams, honestly. That's everything from the CDT division. Back to you, Cadet.
Nice job, Hikaru. Alright, let's go ahead and jump over to Scar in the MCC division.
Hello everyone, Scar here, live from the Void to cover Season 9 of the MCC Division. We got some new blood this season, along with some old veterans, so let's take a look at the new teams. First off, we got the Orc team, GMX, coached by Gray Greyheart. He seems to have forgone the troll in this team in favor for a full Orc roster, getting 4 Black Orcs, 4 Blitzers, a Thrower, and 2 Orc linemen. And with 3 team rerolls, it really tells me that Greyheart is not messing around this league. But since he's the only team that actually has not played his game yet, we're just gonna have to wait and see how they hold up. Next up, we got the Underworld team, Big Rock Warpstone, coached by Zectorman. And I'm not entirely familiar with Underworld lineups, but this does seem like a very interesting team. With a Warpstone Troll and 2 Skaven Throwers for those hilarious throwing plays, 2 Skaven Blitzers for the bash, 2 Skaven Linemen for the line of scrimmage, and a bunch of Goblins for support and, let's face it, fodder. Along with 3 team rerolls and a much needed Apothecary, it seems like this team is just kind of fun to watch. But it looks like Zectorman is already running into some trouble with 2 missed next games, and they've already suffered a death to a dwarf team that we're going to look at it a little later. Next up, we have the Amazon team, Tight Like a Taiga, coached by Gamma Goblins. And this seems like a very strong lineup right off the bat, with 4 Blitzers, 1 Catcher, 1 Thrower, and a bunch of linemen. With 3 rerolls and an Apothecary, I don't really see this team having a lot of trouble until they run into dwarves or later when tackle is more readily available. But we're going to have to see if Gamma Goblin's luck holds. Next up on our list, we have the always fun Goblin team, Da Maggot Scum, coached by Da Scum. How appropriate. Starting with an absolute massive bench with every single trick in the Goblins' playbook, including a Bombardier, Fanatic, and a Looney, with 2 Trolls, a Pogoer, and an absolute army of sacrificial Goblins. But with only 2 rerolls and no Apothecary, the Scum is really going for a high-risk, high-reward play. And I'm wondering if this team will actually make it through the gauntlet to get to round 2. But no matter what the result, it's definitely going to be hilarious. Next we have a Kislev team, Farnham and the Phales, coached by Draghinazo, I think. And oh boy, do I need to learn these added teams. We have 2 Blitzers, a trained bear that somehow already got a level up, and a bunch of linemen. But with only 3 rerolls, but no Apothecary, they have a really good start with their tame bear getting to level 2 immediately, but they're really putting their faith in Nuffle to not get killed. It'll be interesting to see how this team grows, and if they'll actually make it to the second round. Next up is the Dwarf team, No Light Beers here, coached by Big Rin 42. And I see 2 Blitzers, 2 Troll Slayers, 2 Runners, and 5 Longbeards. With 3 rerolls. No Apothecary though, but really it's a Dwarf team, and Dwarf teams don't need no doctor. And this team is definitely going to be an absolute nightmare for some of the teams that we have seen earlier, that rely primarily on dodge to stay alive. And from the looks of the first game, it seems like this is going to be one of those rare Dwarf teams that remembers to go for more than 1 touchdown in a game. So I'm expecting these guys to go very far. Next in line is the Dark Elf team, the Dusk Reavers, coached by Finhale. And I am seeing 3 Blitzers, a Witch Elf, and a bunch of linemen. But with only 2 rerolls and no Apothecary, it is clear that Finhale is going for a scoring team that wants to avoid conflict as much as possible. At least at first. Next up is an Elven Union team, the Happy Harlequins, coached by Norman. Starting with 2 good blitzers, a thrower with a level up, a catcher, and linemen for the rest of the positions. And with only 2 rerolls and an Apothecary, it's clear that Norman is going for the same tactic that Finhale is, and going for those quick touchdowns while avoiding conflict. We'll just have to wait and see how that'll play out for him. Next up is the Lizard Man team, Storm Surge, coached by Ardor. We have a Croxagore, all 6 Sauruses, but only 4 Skinks. And with only 2 rerolls and no Apothecary to be seen, the success or failure of this team is completely reliant on how well Ardor can protect their 4 Skinks, where only losing 1 or 2 of them could end up spelling absolute disaster for this team. Last but certainly not least, there is the Chaos Dwarf team, Bone Chewers United, coached by Hogstench. There is 2 Bull Centaurs, 4 Chaos Dwarf blockers, and 4 Hobgoblins for comedic value and support. With 3 rerolls and an Apothecary, it's clear that this team is going to be aggressive on the pitch. And potentially, this is another nightmare for those prior teams that put all their hope in dodge to keep them safe. It's all looking to be very exciting here in the MCC division, and I can't wait to see how this is all going to play out in the next few weeks. That being said, as much as I want to, I can't go over each and every game every week, but I would still love to give you, the audience, some on-the-field beatdowns. So, any coach in the MCC division that experiences a truly noteworthy moment in your game, then please tell me so it can be enjoyed by everyone else in the league. Well, my time in this world of light draws to a close once again, ogres and amazons. It's way too early for me to make any solid predictions, but if I had to put my money down right now, I would bet on Big Rin 42's No Light Beers here taking first place, followed by Grey Hearts GMX taking second, with Tight Like a Tiger taking third. I guess we're just going to have to wait and find out how right or wrong I am. Back to you, Cadet.
Always nice to hear from the man in the void. Good job, Scar. Alright, so let's kick it over to Callisti with its in-depth analysis of the VGP division.
Hi, and welcome to a brand new season of North America's premier Blood Bowl 2 league, the Nats League. We're starting off with Season 9. Everything's new. So it's a new season, it's new teams in the VGP division. The only thing that's not new is me. I was covering last VGP division last season. My name is Callisti Mayer, and I am going to be your host for all of the matches of Round 1. Or all of the weeks of Round 1. So let's get cracking on. Let's take a quick look at the teams. So the first team up is the Young Frankensteins by Defo 97. And we're going to take a quick look at the team composition. We have 1 werewolf, 1 flesh golem, 2 whites, 2 ghouls, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zombies, 3 rerolls, and 1 fan factor. So I think he probably won a game. Let's have a quick look. Yes, he did. And the team build is kind of interesting. Let's talk about that for 1 second. So he went for 1 werewolf, 1 flesh golem, the 2 whites, and the 2 ghouls. Most often you'll see either a 2 werewolf build, 1 ghoul, and maybe a flesh golem at the expense of a reroll. But he's gone for the 2 ghouls. That means he's going to give him some speed, but he's also giving him a lot of fragility. Anyway, let's move on. He did win his game, so he's obviously knows what he's doing, and we'll probably see great things from him in the upcoming season. So the next team is Hey, That's Not Nacho Cheese. It's a Skaven team coached by Resin. I love the team name. Let's take a quick look at the team. So we have Radoga. Wow, interesting. Thrower, 2 Storm Vermin, and only 2 Gutter Runners. I say only because I love Gutter Runners. Everybody else hates them. I love them. So 1, 2, 3, 4 linemen. He's probably had a few deaths along the way. But let's take a quick look at this whole positional decision. So he's gone for a Radoga, a Thrower, the 2 Storm Vermin, and the 2 Gutter Runners. Normally, everyone will go for 4 Gutter Runners. You need the 4 Gutter Runners. They're the start of your team. The 2 Storm Vermin may or may not go for the Thrower, and probably not go for the Radoga. It's working for him. He's got 4 SPP. He's got the Storm Vermin and the Gutter Runner. One of his Gutter Runners close to leveling. I think he won a game. He did. So, hell, what do I know? It's working for him. He's enjoying the Radoga. More power to him. I'm sure he's going to be proving me wrong this season, but I personally would have gone for the 4 Gutter Runners. Okay, next team is Pus and Bile by Hikaru 2000. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. The coach name, not the the team name. It's pretty obvious. So we have Beast of Nurgle. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 Nurgle Warriors, a Pestigore, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Rotters. 2 team rerolls. 1 fan factor. He probably won a game as well. Let's take a quick look. Yes, he did. I actually left the team. Let's go back in. This is a great build for a team. So the Beast of Nurgle, I always would like to see a Beast of Nurgle team if I'm playing them. Wouldn't like to see them if I'm playing against them. They're annoying as hell. The 4 Nurgle Warriors, this is the backbone of your team. The Pestigore is going to be your ball carrier, and then your Rotters are your meat shields. It's quite an expensive team, so he can only afford the 2 team rerolls, but this is an optimal build for an Nurgle team, and he's doing pretty well with it. Let's take a quick look at the statistics. Yes, he did. Yeah, he won the game, so he's doing well. Next is the Immortals by Uppercase. Uppercase last season, he was playing Skaven. He was one of the 3 Skaven teams in last season 8. So he's completely done a turnaround. He's gone for the other end of the spectrum. He's gone for big, bashy, and dumb, and very effective. So the orc team is his orc team is comprising of a troll, the 4 blitzers, 4 black orcs, a thrower, and a lineman. They're hard as nails. He doesn't have an apothecary. He doesn't need one for the first few games. Once the team starts getting developed, he's really going to want to pick one up. He has only gone for 2 team rerolls. That's because he went for the troll. I'm not the greatest orc player coach ever, but I might not have gone for the troll, especially since he doesn't have any gobos to throw around. Rest of the team is very standard though. The 4 blitzers, the 4 black orcs, the thrower as your ball carrier, the lineman as the dude that has to be included. But yeah, no, this is a good team. He's probably going to do very well. I don't think he won his first game though. He's probably got some sort of adjusting to do, switching from Skaven to orcs. Look at the next team. So the next team is the Lustrian Predators, an Amazon team coached by Cordurus. So Amazons are the bane of most people's existence and the delight of dwarf teams. Chaos dwarves or regular dwarves. And the reason why will become apparent in just a second. Here we are. Yes, everybody has dodge. Everybody has dodge. They are like the female version of the Norse team, except they have dodge, which is actually probably more annoying. So yeah, he's gone for a very effective build. He's gone for the 4 blitzers, who are all blodge right off the bat. I don't think any other team can have 4 blodge pieces to start with. He's gone for a thrower, gone for a catcher, or 2 catchers, and then 4 line women, 3 rerolls, 1 apothecary. This is a great team. There is an alternative build, so for anyone that might be thinking about going for Amazons, there is an alternative build, which is to go for, I believe, 2 blitzers for that blodge to start off with, and then the rest line women. Why? Because it's very, very effective for TV min-maxing. You can start off with your 4 line women, and then as they level up, they get blodge, or block, and therefore blodge, and they are an absolute terror because nobody really wants to face an entire team comprised of blodge and for a very, very low TV. As it stands, this team is going to be a menace to play against. Glad I'm not facing them. And Cordurus actually won his first game, so he's getting off to a great start. Next is Warecaster with the Maniacs Down Under. Underworld team, so great pun in the team name there. He's gone for a Warpstone Troll, 2 blitzers, a thrower, 2 linemen, so basically he's gone for all of the positionals he can get. And then build up the rest of the team with goblins, underworld goblins. Very, very standard build. He's gone for 4 rerolls and an apothecary. Let's see here. I think he's lost 2 matches, so he's actually one of the few teams that's played twice now. So maybe he has some adjusting to do, but he does have a level up on his thrower. He got big hand, which is nice. He's not got much SPP on his blitzers. That's probably going to be a focus for him. Because with the blitzers, they get mutations access right off the bat as a normal roll, and that means claw palm, which can make this team a very scary team to face. Moving on, Vort, you are so brave. You've gone for halflings. Okay, so Halfling build. He's gone for a standard build. It's probably the only build you can go for, which is 2 treemen and the rest halfling, because they only have 2 positions or 2 player types. And let me just have a quick look. Yeah, so he's gone for 14 players, which is suggesting that he's going for the classic halfling build, which is to have your 2 treemen, rest halflings, for a team of about 12 to 14. He's gone for no rerolls. You can go for 1 reroll and still be able to do what I'm about to explain. So has he gone for the... Yes, he has. He's gone for the stadium upgrade, and he's gone for the Nuffles Altar. So basically, with the halfling team, you can do a build whereby you have 2 treemen, you have the rest halflings, you still have an incredibly low TV value. So you buy a stadium upgrade, you get the Nuffles Altar, and that reduces the cost of your star players. That allows you to buy Deep Root Strong Branch. Sorry, I mispronounced his name. Who's an amazing treeman player, strength 7, and very, very scary, which means you now have 3 treemen on a team, which is scary as well. And you can buy yourself a halfling master chef, which will account for those rerolls that he needs. And they get a halfling master chef because they're halflings for 100k rather than 300k. And he can also, depending on the team he's facing, like I say, a 1000 TV team, he might be able to get Puggy Bacon Breath. He might be able to get, which is another halfling star player. He might be able to get Bertha Big Fist. So this is a very, very crafty, very, very good build for a halfling team. Life's hard for halfling teams, but it could be made a little bit easier by taking this build and going this route. So let's take a look at the next team. Oh, Kevin Storm has gone for dwarves. Everybody now hates him, and I'm sure Kevin's very happy about that anyway. So dwarf team, you all know them, you all hate them unless you are dwarves. They can go for everything and 3 rerolls and still be at under 1000 TV. Or, yeah, 1000 TV. So he's gone for 2 runners, 2 blitzers, 2 troll slayers, the rest longbeards. Longbeards are your linemen, but it really doesn't feel that way because they have block, thick skull, and tackle. Everybody has block apart from the runners, and it's just a level up, and then they've got block too. This team is a nightmare, especially for those coaches that are taking LE teams or coaches of teams that are agility based and have dodge or are going to take dodge. They're a nightmare. Okay, nothing more to be said. He's played 1 game, he's won it, probably won it quite convincingly. Next is the White Niggets. That hopefully is a Monty Python and the Holy Grail reference, coached by Dr. Helix. It's a Chaos Dwarf team, and yes, it is a Monty Python reference because all of the players are named after characters from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Even Patsy, who's my personal favourite, the guy with the coconuts. He's a little bit unusual. Well, maybe not unusual, but you don't see this often. He's gone for just the 1 bull centaur. It's probably a wise choice. He's gone for the 6 blockers. He's gone for 4 rerolls, an apothecary. He's probably going to be sitting pretty. He just needs to save up for that 2nd bull centaur, and he's going to be laughing all the way to the playoffs, at least. Yep, very strong team. I like Chorfs. They don't like me so much, but yeah, this is going to be a good team. It's going to go do well, I think. And then the last team is the Marvelous Mohawks by Majestic. Majestic last season was coaching Dark Elves. He's not far departed from that. This season he's going Pro Elves. This team has played 2 games, so not entirely a virgin team, but he has got some development, but he's also had a lot of deaths. I think he's had about 3 deaths, I was looking before this video. And he's gone for a classic build for Pro Elves. He's gone for 2 blitzers, 2 catchers, probably the rest linemen. One of his deaths might have been a thrower. He might not have gone for the thrower. I would. That's what I did actually this season. So you've got your 5 positionals, you've got your rest linemen. You can afford 3 team rerolls, not afford the apothecary. So that's probably been a purchase after the first or the second game. He won one game convincingly. The last game, the second game, he won it 4-0 versus Werecaster. He lost to Kevin, so there you go. That's Kevin's win. It was against Pro Elves, and that's proved my point that dwarves are a frigging nightmare for everybody. Yep, great build. I'm sure he's going to do well. Pro Elves take a little bit of time to build up, so yeah, I'm sure he's going to be. Once he's in his groove, he's going to be doing very, very well. And that pretty much covers it for the VGP division. Over the coming weeks, I'm going to be with you every week, giving you the action, giving you the development, right up to the playoffs, and probably into the playoffs as well. Okay, so have a great week. Speak to you next week, and until then, have fun. All right, bye.
Good job, Khaleesi. Nobody covers the VGP division like you do. Alright, let's kick over at Ace and Core division.
Welcome one and all back to BBPN here on Cabal Vision Television. And we're coming back with Season 9 of the Nats division. We have the Core division here. We are in Day 2 with 1 game left being mine. But let's go ahead and look at who we have. So, we have Scar with the Rock Riders, the Bretonians. He has 3 blitzers, 1 with Mighty Blow, and, let's see, 3 blockers and a bunch of linemen, 3 team rerolls and an apothecary. Surprised he doesn't have 4 blitzers, but I'm not complaining. It makes it a little easier on me when I play him. Axeman by Superfed, the Woodies. He has 2 War Dancers. Both have leveled up. 1 with a Strip Ball, 1 with Mighty Blow, and 2 linemen with Dodge, and then he is missing a lineman. Is it just missing next game, or is it a niggling? Just missing next game, so no big deal there. And it looks like he has had 1 death so far with 2 rerolls and an apothecary in the bag. Don't give me the ball. Splinter with the Kimry. So let's see what we have here. We got, of course, 4 Tomb Guardians, 2 Throw Raws, 1 with kickoff return, a Blitz Raw, and a bunch of Skeletons with 3 rerolls and of course no Apothecary because they only have regen. Then we have the Asgard Agronauts, the Norse, by Pumpkin Escobar, a newbie to the league, 2 Ulfwarners, bunch of linemen, 2 Berserkers, no skills yet, but 3 team rolls and Apothecary, so at least he can maybe save someone if they get hurt. VGP stole my bike Mark III, Angry Panda. We got a werewolf, a flesh golem, 2 whites, 2 single ghoul, 2 flesh golems though. Pretty decent. I prefer the 2 werewolves just because their mobility is excellent, and well, claw, the frenzy, movement 8 makes it really good, and then get the ghouls later, but that's just my personal opinion. Oh, cuts the Necromancer, of course, with the 3 team rerolls. Then we have my team, the Kislev Circus, or the Slan as they're better known. 3 blitzers, 2 catchers, bunch of linemen, 3 rerolls, and an apothecary, saving up to try to get that 4th, and hopefully trying to get these guys to start leveling up at least to level 3 to get them really good. This is my swamp now by Clads, the Ogas. So of course, as you see, we have 5 ogres, 1 with an agility up, that's kind of scary, and 1 with break tackle, 2 Noblars gone, and the rest, of course, right here, just hanging out. And let's see, is that just missing next game? and make sense game. So nothing too spectacular from these guys. Then we have Deadskin Mask, Goat Boy, the Undead. So it looks like he's played a second game. His mummy has gotten guard. He's lost something. It looks like a zombie. Both goes to level up the block to get blodge, and of course the 2 whites, 3 rerolls, and he already has 5 fan factor. We Are Suckers by our host himself, Cadet Tank. 2 vampires, both leveled up, one with dodge, one with pro. Missing 2 thralls, one with the minus movement. 4 rerolls, no apothecary yet, 2 fan factor. Kind of going with a risky build here with 4 vampires, because, you know, once you start losing thralls, you start failing the bloodlust, you fail the bloodlust, well, you're kind of screwed without thralls. And bringing up the end is Crayon, Delta Squad, the Humies. Looks like we got a thrower, all 4 blitzers, one with Mighty Blow, a bunch of linemen, and an ogre. Looks like he has lost a player, though, sadly. 3 rerolls and an apothecary. And so far, for the first day, we have had a 3-0, or this is day 1. Delta Squad, the Humies, beating This Is My Swamp Now, 3-0. My Team, the Cossacks, versus Deadskin Mask, so 1-1 draw. Red Panda was Necromancers, losing 1-0 to the Vamps. The Norse losing 1-3 to the Bretts. And the Khemri losing 1-2 to the Wood Elves. And I'll come back next time once we have day 2 done, and probably day 3 done, and we'll see how these teams have developed, and I'll see you guys next time on BBPN.
That's all for BBPN this week. Thank you to all the coaches for covering those divisions, and hopefully Panda will come back live to us next week, and not the undead alive. Alright, don't forget to watch Duscum's videos, the feller who was out there co-hosting the championship game with VGP. He posts them all throughout the week. Alright, gentlemen, this is Cadet Tank. I'll catch you next week. Out.